Imagine a medical device that costs less than a cup of coffee to build, yet performs the same critical function as equipment costing thousands of dollars. That is the reality of a new open-source stethoscope project that challenges everything we know about medical hardware. The stakes are incredibly high because in conflict zones and developing nations, patients are dying simply because the supply chain for basic diagnostic tools has collapsed. By the end of this video, you will understand how a $5 prototype is not just a product, but a blueprint for democratizing healthcare technology, and why this specific cost breakthrough matters more than the technology itself. For decades, the assumption in medical technology has been that high fidelity requires high cost. We are told that to listen to a human heart with clinical accuracy, you need proprietary sensors, specialized manufacturing, and a massive supply chain that drives prices into the thousands. This narrative has held true for so long that it feels like a law of physics. But a small team of engineers has proven that this law is actually just a habit of the industry. They have created a functional, open-source stethoscope that can be produced for between $250 and $5. This is not a theoretical exercise. It is a verified design that uses consumer-grade components and 3D printing to achieve results that rival traditional devices. The core of this revolution lies in the shift from proprietary secrecy to open-source collaboration. Traditional medical devices are often locked down, with schematics hidden behind patents and manufacturing processes controlled by a handful of corporations. This creates a fragile system where a shortage in one part of the world can leave hospitals empty-handed. The open-source stethoscope flips this model on its head. By releasing the design files, the circuit diagrams, and the software code to the public, the project allows anyone with a basic makerspace to build a diagnostic tool. This turns the entire global community of engineers and hobbyists into a distributed manufacturing network. Quick resource note: I keep a curated set of Amazon search links in the description for books, gear, and tools relevant to this channel's topics. Some are affiliate links, so I may earn a commission at no extra cost to you. Please consider supporting the channel by using those links if you find something useful. Now consider the technical architecture behind this device. It is not merely a microphone attached to a tube. The design integrates advanced electronics that convert acoustic waves into digital signals. These signals are then processed by an algorithm capable of classifying heart and lung sounds. This brings us to the integration of artificial intelligence, which is often discussed in the abstract but is now being deployed in the most tangible way. The device does not just amplify sound, it analyzes it. It can detect irregularities that a human ear might miss in a noisy environment, effectively turning a passive listening tool into an active diagnostic platform. The cost breakdown of this device is what makes the story truly extraordinary. Most electronic medical devices rely on custom components that are expensive to produce in small batches. The open-source design avoids this trap by utilizing standard, off-the-shelf parts found in almost any electronics store. The microcontroller, the sensors, and the wireless module are all commodity items. The housing is printed using standard 3D printers, which have become ubiquitous and affordable. When you add up the bill of materials, the total cost lands squarely in that $5 range. This is not a compromise on quality, it is a triumph of engineering efficiency. However, the path from a $5 prototype to a widely used medical tool is fraught with challenges. The technical feasibility is no longer the question. The real barrier is regulatory and cultural. Medical devices are heavily regulated because patient safety is paramount. A device that works in a lab needs to pass rigorous clinical trials before it can be used in a hospital. This creates a significant gap between the availability of the design and its actual deployment in clinical settings. The industry is slow to adapt to open-source hardware because the current regulatory frameworks were built for proprietary, mass-manufactured products. This brings us to the most critical insight of this entire analysis. The $5 stethoscope is not valuable primarily because it is cheap. Its true value lies in what it represents for the future of hardware manufacturing. It proves that we can break the monopoly on critical infrastructure by leveraging open-source communities. If we can do this for a stethoscope, we can do it for ultrasound scanners, blood pressure monitors, and ventilators. The model of community-driven iteration means that flaws are found and fixed faster than any single corporation could manage. Version 1 might have a loose connection, but version 2, contributed by a user in a remote village, fixes it overnight. The implications for global health are staggering. In regions where traditional supply chains are unreliable due to conflict or economic instability, the ability to print a diagnostic tool on demand changes the game entirely. A doctor in a remote clinic does not need to wait for a shipment from a manufacturer in another continent. They can download the files, print the housing, and assemble the device using local components. This resilience is built into the very nature of the design. It transforms medical equipment from a fragile commodity into a durable, adaptable resource. We are witnessing the birth of a new paradigm where technology is not just about innovation, but about accessibility. The integration of artificial intelligence into these low-cost devices ensures that the diagnostic power does not diminish as the price drops. Instead, the intelligence becomes a standard feature available to everyone. This democratization of technology means that the next breakthrough in medicine might not come from a billion-dollar laboratory in a wealthy nation, but from a collaborative effort of engineers anywhere in the world. The barrier to entry is no longer capital, it is knowledge and the willingness to share. The journey from a theoretical concept to a $5 reality required overcoming immense skepticism. It required proving that open-source hardware could meet the strict standards of medical accuracy. It required building a community that trusts the code and the design. Now, that trust is being tested in the real world. The success of this project suggests that the future of medical technology will be defined by openness, adaptability, and the power of the many rather than the few. We are moving from an era of scarcity to an era of abundance, where the tools to save lives are as accessible as the internet itself. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I am a one-person team working hard to make each video better than the last. Subscribe if you found value. It is the best way to show support. Drop a comment with your biggest takeaway. See you in the next video.